Benedict Orama, the president of the African Export-Import Bank, is speaking at the 2023 Africaribbean Trade and Investment Forum.
We hope that when we leave here, our two regions will have forged an unbreakable, everlasting bond that opens direct links, enabling the Caribbean to receive a fair share of tourism receipts from African tourists. We want to live here with actionable proposals on how to open air and sea links between the Caribbean and Africa. We would like to live here with concrete plans to open banking and payment rails, seal joint ventures for industrial projects, deepen commercial collaboration in the creative and cultural space, including how to collectively protect our intellectual properties, and create institutional arrangements that will enable capacity building and greater daily engagements amongst ourselves. We want to live here clear in our minds regarding ways to catalyze manufacturing investments in the Caribbean, to take advantage of the $27 trillion North and Latin American markets. We must collaborate in the healthcare space so that shortages of qualified healthcare professionals can be overcome, unquote. A year later, the vision couldn't have been better defined. Another could the path be any clearer. We must be proud that in just 1 year, we have made significant progress in pursuit of our shared aspirations. We have worked very hard to fulfill our promises to each other like true brothers and sisters. We have advanced initiatives sometimes at great cost to ourselves as institutions and countries because we have a razor-sharp focus on the bigger picture, the ultimate goal of restoring dignity, respect, and control of our destiny to ourselves. I therefore stand here confident that success awaits us. It is possible because we all believe in the project, a belief which found expression in the milestones we have crossed. In just under a year, 12 of the 15 CARICOM member countries have signed the partnership treaty, and 8 had ratified, which made the treaty effective in months, not years. This paved the way for many groundbreaking achievements to occur in rapid succession. For instance, the Board of Directors of Africaribbean Bank approved a lending limit of $1.5 billion for CARICOM states, with the promise of the limit to rise to $3 billion when all CARICOM member states join the partnership. Africaribbean Bank has led more than 5 trade and investment missions to the CARICOM, which covered most of the countries that had signed the partnership agreement. This led to the building of over $2 billion in pipeline deals across the CARICOM. As a result, critical transactions have been approved or at final stages of conclusion. For Guyana here, we've agreed to conclude a $500 million transaction to support accelerated infrastructure development projects of the Guyanese government. For Barbados, in support of tourism revitalization. St. Lucia, for climate adaptation interventions. The Bahamas, for SME support and development. Grenada, for tourism projects, and St. Kitts and Nevis, for renewable energy projects and trade finance. Africaribbean Bank Investment Promotion Drive has also attracted African investment interests in fisheries, renewable energy, ports, industrial parks, financial institutions, and tourism, to name a few. During this event, agreements will be signed covering some of these financings and investments. In particular, Africaribbean subsidiary, the Fund for Export Development in Africa, will enter into a framework agreement with Access Bank Group Nigeria to jointly invest in the financial services sector here in Guyana and across the Caribbean. We also expect to sign a document evidencing the arrangements we've reached with the government of Guyana for the $500 million infrastructure investment bridge financing facility. Afreximbank's Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, PAPS, has been selected to run a pilot program for CARICOM central banks as a payment infrastructure for the CARICOM. We hope that very soon, the payment systems of Africa and the CARICOM will be integrated so that a Guyanese can buy an African product and pay seamlessly in Guyanese dollars, where the African seller receives his or her own national currency. And on the 4th of August 2023, 11 months since we started this journey, Afreximbank opened a Caribbean office in Barbados, and it has begun operations. Allow me, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to introduce the Regional Chief Operating Officer of our CARICOM office, Mr. Okechukwu Ihejirika. I don't know whether you are here. Okay, that's it. Yes. And Afreximbank now has a CARICOM shareholder, the Caribbean Development Fund, and we thank them very much for blazing the trail. You agree with me that the umbilical cord that has been severed has now been sewn back. In fact, Afreximbank expects to begin the process of developing the Afreximbank Africa Trade Center in Barbados before the end of next year. This facility, to be modeled in line with similar projects ongoing in some cities in Africa. We host the permanent Caribbean office and also incorporate a hotel, a technology incubation center, a trade information center, conferencing and exhibition facilities. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in February this year, Afreximbank was given the high honor of addressing the summit of the CARICOM states. At that summit, we promised to expeditiously establish a presence in CARICOM and to assist the region in creating a CARICOM Exim Bank, of which Afreximbank will be a shareholder if invited to. We have delivered on the Caribbean office and hope that our collective efforts can be expedited to create the CARICOM Exim Bank. Afreximbank has full approvals to fund the feasibility studies. And we in management are willing to go to our board to motivate up to 49% of the equity that may be required if CARICOM states invite Afreximbank to participate. As we look ahead, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'll be the first to acknowledge that despite the lightning speed of delivery, the journey remains rough and difficult. The uncertainties of the global environment, the climate conundrum, high global interest rates, and geopolitical tensions across the globe present numerous challenges to our journey. But we must persevere and forge ahead, mindful that the path we have chosen is the shock absorber we need at this time. In a deglobalizing world, small open economies will suffer if they don't bind together. And there can be no better binding than that of brothers and sisters, as represented by Africaribbean trade and investment integration. In the years ahead, we have our work cut out for us, and we will not relent. Afreximbank has proposed to the Eastern Caribbean states to jointly set up a $200 million renewable energy facility. We are in discussions with the Caribbean Development Fund to support an SME development facility. We're also interested in working with regional and national agencies to create a special tourism revamp facility that promotes local content. We will allocate up to $300 million to this effort. Interest rates are high, and it's making things difficult for many, making it very difficult to access funding in the Caribbean and, of course, Africa. Africaribbean understands this problem and is doing its utmost to help. We see some light at the end of the tunnel, as Africaribbean board and shareholders approved in June this year the establishment of a constitutional finance window. We intend to initially set this up at $1 billion, but believe that the fund will rise quickly. Once operational by early next year, Africaribbean may be able to extend the benefits to CARICOM partner states. There's also rising demand from the CARICOM, from non-CARICOM Caribbean states to join this partnership. I hope we can also have a constructive discussion around this so that we can expand the benefits of this umbrella. Before I close, Your Excellencies, Honorable Prime Ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to invite you all to the third edition of the Inter-African Trade Fair that we hold in Cairo, Egypt, from 9th to 15th November this year. An important component of the fair is the Diaspora Day. We hope that you can join us as the platform opens an important opportunity to expose the Caribbean to Africa and Africa to the Caribbean. Please visit the website for more information on the trade fair. As I bring my remarks to a close, permit me, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to once again acknowledge the support accorded us by His Excellency President Irfan Ali and his government in holding this event here in Georgetown. We are most grateful, Your Excellency. I also thank you, Honorable Prime Ministers, for sparing time from your hectic schedules to participate in this forum, which together with other initiatives will become the movement through which we will achieve our collective self-reliance. In particular, permit me to express our appreciation to Honorable Prime Minister Mayor Motley, who graciously pioneered this initiative and put the movement on course. Their vision and doggedness, the journey will have been difficult to commence. Thanks are also due to His Excellency, the representatives of presidents from Africa who are here, and also the representative of African Union who have joined us here. We're also thankful to the leadership of the CARICOM Secretariat for their unwavering support in joining us in hosting this forum and their support over the last 12 months. I thank our esteemed partners and participants who always respond to our calls and invitations whenever and wherever we call them to. Finally, thanks are also due to our Africaribbean team, led by Executive Vice President Zawani, who put this together. Also, our consultants, brand communications, of course, the Guyanese Local Organizing Committee, who worked very, very hard to make sure we have a very befitting forum this today and tomorrow. I thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Professor Orama, for those introductory remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor and I take this opportunity to recognize the presence of Dr. Didacus Jules, Director General of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States. As we proceed, we turn our attention to CARICOM. And there is a CARICOM song, normally referred to as the CARICOM anthem, that we would like to play so that those of us who might not be familiar with that song can hear it. And so I am pleased to have the CARICOM song played for
And those were the opening remarks by Benedict Orama, the president of the African Export-Import Bank, speaking live at the second edition of the Africaribbean Trade and Investment Forum, which is set live in Guyana, which brings together 1,267 delegates from 108 countries and 22 heads of government and other stakeholders in the business community, all to reflect on the conditions needed to accelerate private sector investments, how to improve their infrastructure within their countries, and financing and trade logistics, as well as developing special economic zones and industrial parks.